everyone, it's LJ from Pureco, and today I'm going to be rejuvenating this little chair with our hemp oil, and I'll show you some wet sanding techniques so that you can get a beautiful smooth result. So this chair is actually my chair from when I was little, so it's too much past 40 years old, and it's had no treatment whatsoever. I think maybe 10 years ago it had a bit of a varnish, but other than that, it's how it is. It's actually, my parents, I think, got it from a church that closed and were giving away all the church furniture, so this was one of them. And I think my brother got a little rattan chair, so his was a bit different to mine. So it's seen a lot. It's got a little missing rail here, but I just thought I'd just show you just a simple refresh without paint. I just can't bring myself to paint this one, so I'm just going to show you our sanding sponges and our hemp oil and how it will refresh this piece. So I've started kind of giving it a bit of a sand so that you didn't have to watch me sand the whole thing. And the top is actually quite, the top of it, the wood is quite textured. So I'll show you the difference between wet sanding and just normal finishing it off without wet sanding, if that makes sense. So I'll just give it a wipe over, get all the sanding dust off it. Actually, I've got to do the top. I've got to do the seat of it. With the, must be a little wonky donkey. Okay, so the wet sanding technique, you can do it actually with both our hemp oil and our liquid wax. And basically what it is you're actually applying the, I guess you'd say, slippage lubricant. I don't know, I don't like that word. Anyway, you're applying it with the sandpaper basically. So you can get, we've got a 220 and a 320 grit, which you can use, but you can also, which will be ample for this because it's quite a textured top, but if you have like tabletops or the tops of bedsides and cabinets, because human nature is that we're quite tactile, so I don't know about you, but you go into shops and furniture, you go, oh, that's really nice, and you run your hand over it. So the wet sanding is a beautiful way to finish off your piece and get a super smooth, you can almost get like a porcelain finish on it. It's so beautiful. So I'll just show you how easily. So what I'll do is I'll do one side with the wet sanding, and then I'll just do the other, just putting hemp oil without the sandpaper, just with a cloth. So you just kind of pop a bit on, get your sandpaper, hopefully everyone can see that okay, and basically you're pushing it in with your sandpaper. So it's basically like just applying it with your sandpaper, and what it's doing is it'll take off that very top edge. So this is perfect if you've got brush strokes in your piece after painting, then this is a really good way to finish it off, to get rid of those brush strokes. And if you really want to go super fine, you can go like 1,000+ grit, and you can buy those from auto shops. That's the grits they use for cars, when they're polishing cars. Okay. And then you just remove the excess oil, and it's just really silky basically compared to this side. So if we just apply a little bit of the hemp oil on this side, which is just rubbing it in with a cloth, easy peasy. I don't even know if you'll be able to see, you can't really see the difference, which is annoying, but the feel of it, this is quite smooth and silky, where this is, you can feel the grains in it basically. This one not so much. So I guess it's like when you go for a facial and you have an exfoliation,
oh my
and
God,
then it feels so really nice and smooth afterwards. Yeah. Yeah, so it's a really beautiful way to just kind of up the ante a little bit when you're finishing off the tops. You can by all means do it over the whole piece, but it does take a little elbow grease, sort of, you know, pushing it and sanding it, but it is really just such a lovely way to finish a piece off. When you just remove the excess of hemp oil. With your hemp oil, it's actually one of the like toughest, strongest finishes you can have on a piece, because it self-polymerizes, so it hardens within itself. And actually you can hear the cloth that's dragging
grabs
through
on
the
the
fibers.
grains.
Yeah. So it's actually really tough. It's waterproof, and you can use it to seal your chalk paints. You can use it to go over the top. So if you've done a nice stain finish, you can go over the top with your hemp oil and do this wet sanding technique. So it's really universal, and it's really good for cutting boards as well. It's magnificent for cutting boards.
Yes, because it's food grade safe.
Yeah,
so you can put it on your
this one
kitchen
is food
stuff.
grade, so I can't speak for other brands, but this one is food grade. We use it on our cutting boards. Yeah, so it's just really, really beautiful. And easy to use. Just be mindful if, you know, when you've got using it as a sealer over your chalk paint, make sure that you've done all the painting you want to do, because once you apply the hemp oil, and if you haven't got full coverage everywhere, then you're going to have to sort of do a bit of scrubbing to remove it. The same as if you'd waxed your piece.
Mary Grace asks how it holds up in the exterior.
For, like, you mean floorboards and things like that, I think, in all honesty, use a specialty product if that's what you want to use it for. yeah, I have not used it for floorboards, and it would be very expensive as well.
We have it on our butcher's block, which is on the deck undercover, and it's fine.
Yeah, sorry, my hubby's sitting here, he's supervising. We've got a big butcher's block cupboard thing on wheels, and it's on our deck, and we use it on the top of it, which is a massive thick cutting board, and that's under our deck, so it is covered, but it's still exposed to some elements, and it's next to his barbecue, and that's held up. How long ago did you do that? Like about 2 years ago he did it, and so that's held up fine. So yeah, but for floorboards and things like that, I think there are limits to what furniture painting products will do. You know, furniture does not have the wear and tear of what a floorboard does, and yeah, it would be really expensive to do. I would use a specialty floor. Well, no, exterior. That's what I'm thinking. Like maybe you
like a wood deck or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. Yeah, I don't know. Over with furniture, yeah, I don't have an answer for that. If you're doing it on like chairs and tables outside.
We do have our semi-gloss and our gloss sealers are exterior grade.
Your wax will just kind of melt in the sun. Your waxes for external furniture, but yeah, our gloss sealer and our semi-gloss are exterior grade, so you can definitely use those. Yeah, so I hope, I don't know if you can't really see, so it doesn't look any different, the one side that I did and the other that I didn't, but it definitely feels a lot different. So I hope that's been a nice little quick little tutorial for you to upgrade a little old piece of furniture. It's so cute. I can't bring myself to part with it. But if you have any other questions, please ask away. I'll always answer any questions. But yeah, you can see it's just given it, you know, that's got no hemp oil on it, and that has, and it's just enriched the colour on there as well. Oh, these tops are really smooth. They're worn away. If you are painting chairs that are quite old, always pay close attention to this part here. I know I've seen a few posts over the years about the paint not adhering and chipping from this section here. Give it a really good scrub and a really good sand, because you know, when you go and pull a chair out, you're usually grabbing it from this area here. When you're lifting a chair, moving it, you're picking it up like this. So this section here tends to accumulate oils from your hands or any products that you've used on your hands, creams, that sort of thing. So pay close attention to that when you're upcycling your chairs. And that's it really today. It was just a quick little show and tell. So hopefully you've learnt something, and we'll see you next week at 11 on Wednesday.
Get excited for our new colours, everybody.
Yes, got new colours.
Had to mention them.
Thanks so much for watching. See you later.